Okay, so we're looking at point A has coordinates 1, 4 and point B 9, 8. We don't need to do anything like this, but you can just do a quick sketch. If you think 1, 4, there's point A, and point B is 9, 8 is going to be up and across. So there's B at 9, 8. Now, it isn't necessary, but sometimes it's nice just to get an idea of what's going on. Because what we're then asked to do is get the line between them, or we need to get the line between those 2 points. And we're asked to draw perpendicular to AB. Now there's the line AB there. Perpendicular to means at right angles to it. And it passes through the midpoint. So let's call it the midpoint, let's call it X. And what we want to do is find the equation of that line. And we know that's at right angles. So there's a few things that we need to find first. And the first is we need to find point X, which is the midpoint of A and B. So to find point X, it's the midpoint of AB. That's like the average point almost. So to get the coordinates, we add the X coordinates together, 1 plus 9, and divide by 2. And we add the Y coordinates together. It's 4 plus 8. And again, we're going to divide that by 2. And so X is the point 10 over 2, which is 5, and 12 over 2, which is 6. X is the point 5, 6. So what we now have is a point on the curve, or point on the line, sorry, and we can find the equation of that line if we can work out the gradient. Because we can use the equation y equals mx plus c. Now, we have a coordinate, so that'll help us get a value for x and y, which will eventually help us find c. But we need the gradient first. And the hint is that we can find the gradient of AB. So if I find that the gradient of AB is the rise over the run, more mathematically, it's the difference in y coordinates over difference in x coordinates. So 8 minus 4 is 4, and 9 minus 1 is 8. So the gradient of AB is a half. A gradient perpendicular to AB then, let's call it n. Well, we know n times a half will equal minus 1, because the gradient of two lines that are perpendicular multiply to give minus 1. And so if that's the case, then n equals negative 2. And so finally, what we can do is we can use this for our y equals mx plus c. We know the gradient of our perpendicular line is negative 2, so we can start by saying that y equals minus 2x plus c. And now we need a point that line goes through. Well, that line goes through point X. So at 5, 6, I know the x coordinate is 5 and the y coordinate is 6. So 6 is equal to minus 2 times 5, that's minus 10, plus c. And so c is equal to 16. Very finally then, let's rewrite the equation of that line in full. It's y equals minus 2x plus c, but we know c is 16, so it's plus 16. Or y equals 16 minus 2x.